thought we'd go for a wander with Wren today. I went to take the dogs out this morning and Simon went straight to his bed and Peter kept running away from me. So I thought, right, well, we'll go for a walk on our own. And as it turns out, it was probably a good thing because just very short distance from home, we crossed the paths, or I crossed the paths, we crossed the paths of 7 dogs, I think. So Peter would have gone absolutely mental. So sometimes these things happen for a reason. So I thought, why not go for a wander with Wren? So shall we set off? It's quite wild and woolly today. You can probably hear the wind. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad on the film, otherwise I'll have to do a voiceover. But yeah, let's go. I've actually been lent a GoPro thing from my son. Oh gosh, I was probably lent it last year, thinking about it just before I got sick. So I will have to see if he can show me how to use it next week when he comes down, because I can just clip it on, I think, then, or just use a little handle. So that might be fun. Anyway, let's continue our walk. Normally with the dogs I would go right, but today we're going to go left. Still a lot of water flowing in these pipes. And you can probably hear it. It's a shame they've kind of spoilt the landscape in a way, but at the same time it's necessary to drain away the water to avoid any further slips in the area, hopefully. Hear the birds, so pretty. I think the healing powers of nature is amazing, and you know, I do appreciate that not everybody's got this on their doorstep, and I feel very blessed to have it. I did live in town for many years, and although actually there were some nice parks nearby, you never got away from the roar of the M25 motorway. And I do suggest, if anyone's ever got a spare moment, take themselves to a park or a little bit patch of green and just take time to enjoy our wonderful creation in this beautiful world. There is still a lot of beauty in it despite all the troubles and tribulations that are going on. We still need to take time to appreciate it. Now this, last time I looked, actually had a leak, but it looks like they've actually repaired it, so that's good. It was actually pouring out there. Of course it's pouring out the end. On we go. I'm not going to go down to the beach today because I'm going to walk along the cliff front. Do a bit of a loop walk. I'll take you to see the sea. You can hear it approach. As we approach it, you can hear it, hopefully. It's all recently been trimmed back, which is nice because it was quite overgrown. It's nice to know they've come and trimmed it back a bit, keeping an eye on it. Right, and we're going to go down these steps, and as I still can be a bit unsteady at times, I'm going to put this away until I get down the bottom. top of the cliff, whatever you want to call it. The stream, sadly, people are some progress. Now this part of the walk's relatively new in the last couple of years, I guess. It actually did used to go along the beachway. Part of it got washed away, so they've moved it back a bit. So we actually do venture away from the cliff a bit first. It does make it easier. I'm hoping this is going to be good exercise to try and help my muscles improve after basically being eaten away by an extremely high metabolism, an unnaturally high metabolism. Right, so we're going to go through the gate. And on we go. Unfortunately, the wind was just too loud here and you couldn't hear what I was saying. I think I mentioned how the path used to come up there. You can sort of see the remnants of it, and you can see where it's barricaded. So yeah, it's really slipped away from where it was at one stage. It's so windy, it's just it just wasn't worth trying to keep the actual recording going, so I'm recording over it as I walk along this path. Oh, it looks like I'm going quite speedily actually, but I wasn't really. But yeah, very, very windy, but a beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful scenery, a bit wild, and a sign of what was to come later on in the day. And just take out the lighthouse in the different distance. How to point to it. I don't know how to point to it. This poor bee was clinging on for dear life as the flowers blowing around. I'm assuming he was alive and just sort of resting or sleeping, but it was very hard to tell. So we pan round here. You can see where the old fence posts were. That's where the path was, on the other side of those fence posts at one stage. And as I sweep round here, you'll see where it's all slipped away. As the erosion occurs from the sea, like anywhere. And here we have another little bee. He is working hard on this one, and he's managing to stay where he is. And he's very, very busy. bees were never this close to the fence. So I guess at some stage we'll lose them too. They're part of the old radar station. Because I don't tend to bring the dogs around here, you sort of forget how much you enjoy, or how much I enjoy walking around here. I used to do it almost every day when I first moved to the island. But the dogs kind of, in a way, stop me because Peter is so difficult to walk, so I can't walk them together. So I tend to do a shorter walk and do 2 walks so that I can get them both walked. But yeah, I need to do this more often. It was actually really nice going for a walk on my own, and I guess I'm just aware of time, so it takes me over an hour to walk the 2 dogs in the morning. It's because they have separate walks. It was nice to be able to do this and really enjoy it. I'm actually starting to warm up now. I've actually got a coat and a hat on. I'm glad I had the hat on because you needed it with the wind. I've got some thistles here and the bees are enjoying it. Wren's taking a breather and enjoying the waves coming up on the shore. I mentioned the way I've been moving the camera is a bit like the waves coming up on the shore. So we've just come across these fields and we're on the way home. I don't intend to go down to one of the bays. I might actually do that. So I'm going to be going down here. I haven't been down here for a long time actually. I can't remember when the last time it was I came down to this bay. For some reason I don't tend to go down to this one. Not, as I say, not sure why. Oh, it's a bit wobbly there. Sorry about that. I'm trying to hold my camera as I do it, and here is one of the yachts. I didn't realise at the time, I'd forgotten, but it was actually around the island yacht race. So a little while later, there was lots of yachts to see. But by then I was back home. Fortunately, I could see them from our place, but it would have been nice to have seen them when I was down there. Actually, I would have sat down there and watched them for a while, but I'd forgotten it was on. There the steps were, and where they are now. Looks like someone's been making crochet bands for the rocks. That looks interesting. Little piece of metal. Don't know what that would have been from.